please turn to page 5, and today it's going to be your turn to try to find the mean. Before we start, we need to make a few corrections on the sheet. So if you'll turn your attention, please, to letter D, and the third data item should be $1.40. So let's make that correction. Would you also go to letter F? Letter F should be dollar signs in front of each one of these numbers. So please make those corrections. And then let's start at the top. You will need a calculator, and you can use your iPad to add these numbers to find the sum and then to divide by the total. So you're going to be asked right now to do letter A and letter B, and be sure to show all the necessary work that includes the sum and the number that you divided by. You may pause now and complete that work. The sum of letter A should be 42, and there are 4 data items, so we're going to divide by 4, and that quotient is 10 and 5/10, meaning the average or mean is 10 and 5/10. For letter B, the sum is 54, and there are 6 data items, so we're going to divide by 6, and the quotient is 9. The quotient, again, is the result after dividing. In this case, it gives us the mean or the average, so the average is 9. And just a reminder, always add the data items at least twice because it's very easy to make errors when adding many numbers at a time. So pause the video again and please complete letter C and letter D. For letter C, the sum is 48 and 2/10, and there are 4 data items, so we're going to divide by 4. When you do that, the quotient is 12 and 5/100. So you're going to notice that this average or mean goes out to the hundredths place, while the data is to most of the data, all of the data, goes to the 10th place. So that's okay if your data, or excuse me, your mean looks a little bit different than your data. Since we were not given permission to round, we're going to go ahead and say this is the exact mean. And so this would be 12 and 5/10. For letter D, the sum is $18. Again, when we add, it's $18 even. We could, but we do not need to show the cents on that. You can if you wish. And we're going to divide that by 5. There are 5 numbers that we added together. And when we do that, we get 3.6 on the calculator. But since we are dealing with money at the end, we do, in this case, want to acknowledge that it's money. So we want to attach that decimal, $3.60. Again, would you please pause and find letter E and F. For letter E, the sum of all of the highlighted numbers, 14 and 7/10, 12 and 3/10, 16 and 9/10, 11 and 2/10, and 13 and 3/10 is 68 and 4/10. Then we're going to divide that sum by the 5 temperatures, and we get 13 and 6/800. Again, you're going to notice that the data items all end with the 10th in the 10th column, and our mean ends in the 100th column. Since the rest of the problem did not ask us to round to the nearest 10th or round to the nearest whole temperature, we're going to keep the mean as given. if we were given permission to round, if you recall, all of the data items are in the tenths, so if they gave us permission to do that, the 8 would tell the 6 to round up. If this number behind where we're rounding, in this case we're rounding to the nearest tenth, is 5 or more, it raises the score. So if it asked us, or told us, give it permission, if we're given permission to round, this would be 13 and 7/10. And since this was talking about temperatures, we want to put that Celsius symbol on our data, or on our mean at the end. So both of these would be, depending on which answer we're given, would be in Celsius. Please go on to letter F. The sum of Wendy's earnings is $63, and there are 3 data items. And when we divide by 3, we get $21. So the mean for this is $21. Thank you so much, and we'll see you for tomorrow's lesson.